thing about coming to college is that there's so much that you've never been exposed to in high school. Everything sort of fits into these, English, science, math, very general topics that when you get here, English is no longer just what it means to study literature. That could be 10 different departments. And you don't have experience with most of those. So when I came to Haverford, I knew that I was really interested in ancient history, and I'd taken Latin before, and I'd really enjoyed that. And I knew that that was something that I at least might be interested in continuing with. And so my first semester here, I took a Latin class. And in that course, the professor actually was a professor of both classics and of comparative literature. And she did a lot of things in that course, things like translation theory exercises, looking at the reception and sort of long-term legacy of the works that we were studying. And she brought a lot into this class that all came from her background in comparative literature. And I found it fascinating. So I still really loved the Latin, and that was something that I was interested in keeping with. But through that experience, it also got me into this new field that I'd heard of it, but never really figured out, what comparative literature means, what that is. And it really then took off from there, that I was interested in taking more classes in the subject. And it became something that I decided to double major in because I enjoyed it so much, and it went alongside hand in hand with the Latin. So leaving myself open to that, new interest to come along was something that's really enhanced my time in college. But it goes outside the classroom as well. I had one time, I was starting to think about what I was going to do over the summer. This was after my sophomore year, and I got an email from the Humanities Center that said that the center supports internships for students who get an internship at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. And I had never really thought about working in a museum before. I had never really imagined that as a line of work that was something that I might be interested in. But at the same time, I had been going to museums my entire life. I'd always loved it. And when I read through the description of what that internship actually involved, it was the sort of thing where, even though I had never thought about it, it really appealed to me in a lot of different ways. And so on a, kind of a whim, I decided this is something that sounds really interesting, and I want to go for this and see what happens. And I applied, and I didn't know it was going to happen, but things worked out, and I had a really fantastic summer there. It then led to me doing another internship at a different museum the following summer. And it's something that's really shaped the latter part of my time here as I begin to sort of look towards the future. I don't necessarily know for sure what I want my future to hold, but at least I know that this is something that I now have some experience in that I'm really interested in learning more about. And I would never say, based off of a 2-month internship or even two 2-month internships, that I know what I want to do for the rest of my life, but it's given me a new approach to my possible long-term interests that literally all came out of just getting this one email and sort of leaving myself open to that possibility. You never know what's going to come along, and leaving yourself, open to discovering new interests, going to an info session for something that you have no idea if you're actually interested in it or not, learning more about offices at Haverford that provide services that you don't know if it necessarily is something that you want to take advantage of or not, but you owe it to yourself to at least take that first step and learn what's out there, because you never know when something is really going to sit with you just right and can really actually have a really positive impact on your time here.